Tough loss on the island for the Orange and Blue, their first regulation loss of the 25-26 season. Hey, everybody, welcome to the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Tom Gazzola with you alongside Benny Thomson, and Matt Kassian will be stopping by shortly for the breakdown. You can text us 780-218-9999. You can get into the nasty chat. A lot of you have already, rightly so, probably a lot of frustration after another sloppy effort from the Orange and Blue. And yes, there were some very guilty parties. We will discuss those ad nauseum on tonight's show. GCL Diesel, by the way, providers of the best diesel engine components around. Turbochargers, 2 injectors, fuel pumps, 2 sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Woo, lots to get to. We begin with the scoring summary and the game stats from tonight's loss at UBS Arena. In the first period, it would be Matt Barzal opening things up, his first of the season at 16-23 unassisted. The Oilers would get the equalizer not long after that on the power play. Leon Draisaitl, his third of the year, from Connor McDavid and David Tomaszek to even it up. And then in the second period, it would be Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Great feed by Ty Emberson to find Nugent-Hopkins. He streaked in, had those feet moving, snipes one top Ched on David Riddick. Nugent-Hopkins' second goal of the season. That's as good as it would get for the Oilers on this night, because Bo Horvat would have the natural hat trick. First, he gets the shorty at 17:56 from J.G. Pajot, and Ryan Pulock give an assist to Evan Bouchard unofficially. Absolutely horrendous. Why do you dipsy doodle and try to dangle a guy?
I don't know, Tom.
At center ice. That was the Barzal goal, first of all.
Yeah.
I should go back to that one. And then Horvat shorthanded. You got Nugent-Hopkins and you've got Bouchard both going overcommitting to the one side, going to the wall where the defender is trying to chip the puck out, while Horvat sees an opportunity and just starts streaking. And you and I looked at each other while we were watching in the area, in the hangout area over there, and we're like, how did Bo Horvat get so wide open?
Yeah.
Well, it's because Evan Bouchard and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins overcommitted to the one side along the wall. Both guys obviously not reading off of each other. Just me. I feel like I probably have people out there that would agree. But why is Bouchard overcommitting that far to the wall when you see your guy, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, already committing himself to putting pressure on the killer? And you probably should have the instinct and the peripheral vision to recognize that, yes, they are wearing orange and blue, and yes, their colors are very similar to yours. There's a guy attacking and trying to get by you, and you are committing to the wall like that when your guy's already there. Terrible read. Lack of communication, whatever you want to call it. Terrible read, in my opinion. Horvat goes and he tucks home the short. Absolutely beautiful goal. The 2 goals that Stu Skinner allowed, those first 2, breakaways. Yeah. Because of one of them 100% on Evan Bouchard. The other one, 75% on Evan Bouchard. Okay? Then you take a dumb penalty. Actually, the Oilers take a bunch of dumb penalties tonight.
A lot today. A lot.
David Tomaszek has to watch his stick. Okay? How many penalties has he taken? Stick infractions, hooking, high sticking. Clearly, it's frustrating. Yes, there's an adapting period, but that's been a lot in a short period of time. Stick infraction penalties for Tomaszek. 100%. Okay? This one that cost them was Frederick trying to get around. Who was he trying to
Schaefer.
get? Schaefer, thank you. And his stick gets caught in the visor. You got to be careful with that thing.
It's those you like not thinking, just like little stuff. It's not even like, it's not like Frederick was made a
doing this,
a retaliation penalty.
No.
It wasn't anything stupid. It was literally just he was careless with his stick, and that's what cost him. And that's the way it goes. Like I'm not a pro
hockey player.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I know that you can get around a guy without waving your stick over him. I know you can tuck it down low and continue on with your momentum. I know this. I think 7-year-olds know this. That was a terrible penalty. Unbelievable pass by Matt Barzal to Bo Horvat. Like, absolute beautiful touch. Just the perfect amount of sauce. Bo Horvat rips it by Stu Skinner. Schaefer the other assist. Give the Islanders the lead. Then the Oilers trying to pour it on, as our friend Jack Michaels likes to say. Who?
Sorry, say that one more time.
Who? When the Oilers were pouring it on with the empty net, who?
The guy, the theme of the night.
Who?
Evan Bouchard.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah. That guy.
Yeah.
Not that it mattered. They came close on a couple opportunities with the net empty, the 6-on-5, but Horvat puts home his third of the night, completes a natural hat trick, like I said, at 19:51. Drew Wayne, Heineman with the assists. Oilers power play, 1 for 4 on the night. Oilers PK, 4 for 5 on the night. Anyway, Benny, your thoughts, please.
Yeah, I'll say it right now before, obviously there's a lot of discussion in the nasty chat and everything, rightfully so. I thought this was maybe Evan Bouchard's worst game as an Oiler.
It was right up there.
It is Mount Rushmore, tell you that. Just god awful. Start from the first shift till the final one. There was nothing redeeming out of Evan Bouchard tonight. And I'm a guy that defends him maybe a little more than he should.
He's a very good defenseman when he's dialed in.
I think when he is at the top of his game, he is truly one of the best defensemen in the NHL.
He had a tough
but that
night.
is a god awful game from him tonight. That was brutal. It did nothing that impressed me tonight.
Understandable.
So it's I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot more talk of it as we go on through the show today. But
absolutely,
yeah, it's disappointing from him. But for some people that's just regular season Bouchard. So
it is, unfortunately. He's had a slow start to the season. This is his MO. Hopefully he can break out of it. It's frustrating, yes, and listen, there's a lot more upside to Evan Bouchard, but this is one of those nights where it frustrates you if you're an Oilers fan. Shots on goal tonight, 33-25 in favor of the Oilers. Hits, 18 for the Islanders, 7 for the Edmonton Oilers. Giveaways, 17 for the Oil, 12 for the Isles. Takeaways, 5 apiece officially. Block shots, 13 apiece officially. And at the end of the day, it's 4 for the Islanders, 2 for the Oilers on the back of a Bo Horvat hat trick, as we welcome in our game analyst, Matt Kassian, to break this one down. Again, text us 780-218-9999. Get to the nasty chat. We want to hear from you. We're going to read those texts as we roll along. Cass, I know we're difficult on Evan Bouchard tonight, and I think rightly so, but man, oh man, why are you trying to dangle a guy at the red line?
Yeah.
And why are you not watching? And why you're not protecting the middle of the ice when you're the last man back, even on a power play?
Yeah, well, he's thinking offense on the power play one. The power play one was a great read by Horvat to jump. That's a great read. It was a great chip because it's a 50-50 puck in that play. A great little play by JG Pajot to make the chip to the middle. But he gets caught sleeping a little bit on that one. The other one, there's no excuse for. That's not like you almost had him. That's not like it was just about. That's not like you beat that guy, you're in on a breakaway yourself and you get a goal move. That's not advisable. But I'll agree with you guys. That was one of his worst games. And when we're looking and talking about what happens to Evan Bouchard when Evan Bouchard struggles, that's what happens when Evan Bouchard struggles. Big turnovers. In key areas of the ice, cheating to the offensive side, and the puck ends up in the back of your net. Now, you got to always, as we've talked about before, you take the good with the bad. And Evan Bouchard has said it himself. There's things in his game that are going to drive some people watching nuts because he's patient. He does try to create offense, and he does create offense. So every once in a while, you're going to have one of those games from him tonight. And not a great night for Evan Bouchard tonight, unfortunately for him. But long season. So let's not plan on trading him yet, everybody.
No, obviously not, but that's a frustrating one. That's the first regulation loss of the year, like I said earlier, for the Edmonton Oilers. And good on the Islanders for being tenacious, sticking with it. They were desperate. Like you said, Cass, on the pregame show, desperation versus momentum. Well, desperation won tonight.
Yep.
And yeah, the Oilers found ways to shoot themselves in the foot. And I'm going to get a couple of texts going here. 780-218-9999. This one just says, does Bush just crush beers the entire offseason? One of the highest paid D-men in the league, and he's hot garbage to start the season as usual. This one from Greg the Sound Guy says, well, guys, this should be a fun show. However, I do think they might have needed this egg on their face to wake up a bit. Question for you guys. It's early in the season, but in your experience, are there certain markets where you just see the team, quote unquote, not have it for one reason or another? I'm not saying a late night out, but maybe a late night out. I've toured for years, and there were places where we would end up in trouble and maybe a later night or two than we should have had. The New York City deal is a real thing in my experience. Cass, I'll let you handle that one from Greg the Sound Guy.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been on the island. They would have went there after the game against the Rangers.
Yeah.
And no, to answer it, no, I don't think it was a late night issue.
Shouldn't be.
Not this early in the season. Now, does that happen? Yeah, on occasion it'll happen. They're real people. Stuff happens. Sometimes that I don't. Yeah, I don't think so. And let me make my case for why. Is we saw when they did play in the second period what they were capable of, and it wasn't like they were out there sluggish and tired. Like it because usually you'd see sluggish and tired, right? Like guys, whether they have the green light or not, they get into it. They have a late night. They get into a little bit of trouble. You usually can tell like it's a sluggish play. It wasn't a sluggish play. It was a sluggish mental play in the first period in particular. Like Evan Bouchard, that's not a going out late type of mistakes. And even for a guy like him, he knew that there was going to be people watching from Team Canada in attendance. So, there's some pressure there, and he wasn't going out. Does it happen? Yes. Was that this game? No. But they were sloppy, and we can hope that this was a little bit of a wake-up call. And you would have hoped that New York game, the first one, would have woken them up a little bit because it wasn't a great game, but they managed to get the win. And really today, it's like they had a good 15 minutes, maybe?
Yeah.
Right? In the second period, and then an okay third period. Just okay. Made a couple big mistakes and ended up costing them. So, yeah, I'm hoping for a wake-up game. I don't think it was a case of the late night tummy
Guilty
issues or whatever. Yeah, guilt.
Yeah. Let's go to this one. Comes in via Calgary. Says classic Oilers playing down to the level of their competition. Bush was horse bleep tonight, or dog bleep, sorry. It would be nice if playoff Bouchard would become normal Bouchard. He's definitely not earning his contract so far this year. In parentheses, it is early. Let's go to a couple more texts. Big Dave says, I don't think there are many, if any, Oilers that should be happy with that effort tonight. The Oilers are capable of much more exciting and energetic and disciplined type of hockey, but as usual, they play down to their opponent and make a low-level goalie look like a savant. I'm sure the Skinner haters will be out in full force tonight, but I thought he was decent tonight, gave his team a chance to win. His team just opted not to win. And I know it's only been 4 games, but I'm tired of seeing 97 and 29 together and on the PK. On to the next one, I guess. I made a comment to Benny as we were watching in our lounge area, and I said, I think that this Mangiapane, Tomaszek, McDavid combination that we saw tonight is going to be short-lived. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah.
Cass?
Probably. Well, if Tomaszek keeps taking penalties, it's going to be really short. But yeah, there wasn't a ton from that tonight. I could see a couple different looks coming in instead of that, where they could try to give that a little bit more. I didn't mind Mangiapane with McDavid, and I've been a Tomaszek supporter from day one.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's going to work. What did you see with it, Tom? Like, what didn't you like with that line?
Okay. I've liked Mangiapane, right? And it just, to me, the chemistry doesn't seem there with those three. And I know it's hard to have it when you're thrust together midway through a game and then you start another game together. And it just didn't seem to connect right away. McDavid, I think at times looked frustrated. I know they want to defer to him. That's the natural thing to do. It's the smart thing to do, quite honestly. But it just felt like a combination that in theory sounds good when you think about it in your mind. But I looked at Benny a couple of times and I said to him, and this goes back to Tomaszek's stick infractions that he's taken this year. It looks like he's kind of always reaching.
Yeah.
Instead of, I think you call it go in with intention or be proactive rather than reactive. And right now, I think he's caught in between, and he's got to pick and choose his spots. Maybe it's adapted to the North American game, the ice, the speed, whatever. But it just feels like when he gets the puck, looks like he's pretty comfortable. But there's times where I'm going, well, it looks like there's more reactive play than proactive play from him. I don't know. I just felt like that combination doesn't have a lot of staying power. That's how I kind of look at it, Cass.
Yeah. And it is really one game plus a little bit. So hard to say. If I was betting on it, they'd probably switch it up. Benny, would you switch it up next game? Because I think they're going to switch it up.
Yeah. I mean, like, I was just in the bathroom while you guys were talking. I assume
thank you for that.
Yeah.
You wash your hands?
I did.
Thank you for that as well.
Yeah, no worries. I assume you guys talked about the Sav gonna look on the top line, filling in for Tomasek a couple shifts there. That's a guy who I thought stuck out for the Oilers tonight, and a lot of guys that were sleepy tonight. Savoy, I thought, was a very bright light amongst a lot of dark around the team. In terms of the lines, like, it seems like just Knoblock's got the blender out, and he doesn't even know what he's throwing out next. He honestly, it just seems like he's okay. Tomasek is gonna fill in, then Savoy's gonna go, and then we're gonna put McDavid and Draisaitl together, and then we're gonna it's just there's so much, and I guess that's Chris Knoblock. That's been typical for him, but
it's a tap dance.
Of course, and I think for him, he's got to try to find a groove with someone, some just with a certain set of guys, and I don't know if that's going to be Tomasek, Mangiapane, and McDavid. To me, they didn't look that great tonight, especially if Tomasek's going to take those penalties. I don't know if
I don't blame Knoblock for trying stuff. I mean, that's why you have flexibility in the lineup.
Yep, 100%. We've talked about, this team's deep. This team is deep when they want to play well. And so with that, Knoblock has a lot to choose from on who gets to play with the big boys. And I don't mind the idea of giving Tomasek a shot there with Connor and Mangiapane, but I don't know, it just didn't look great tonight.
So are you would you guys slide Savoy in that spot to start next game against Jersey?
I personally would. That's just me.
I wouldn't say no. Quite frankly, we're at the point where I'm with you, Benny. Try it. What the hell? Who cares? Because it's not going to last long anyway. It's
cynical.
It's true.
Guys,
true.
We get bent out of shape every time, and it's the collective we, fans, media, whatever. We get bent out of shape every time we see lines from morning skate. Why is this guy with that guy? Why is this guy on the fourth line, not the third line? And guess what? By the first intermission, everything is switched up. So it doesn't really matter.
I think it matters. But
it doesn't matter that we get upset, is what I'm saying, because it's going to be changed. It matters in terms of you need to find chemistry with some of these guys, and it can't just be 97-29, right? You don't have 18 with you. Hyman's hurt for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But where it doesn't matter is expending that energy on being upset about line combinations going into a game, because it all gets thrown out in the wash about 20 minutes in.
Yeah, it seems like Hyman's pretty much the only guy that's been able to stick with Connor, and they do have great chemistry. So I could totally see it just being Knoblock trying to find some type of guy to. It's like putting duct tape over a leaking. I don't even know, over a leaking bucket or something.
Flex Seal, okay?
You need to get Flex Seal. You don't have Flex Seal. It's sold out at the store right now.
Right.
So you have duct tape. You're going to try to duct tape it for a little bit.
Order now for the low price of $79.99.
Yeah.
And you'll get one extra roll.
Oh, wow. It's a good deal.
Plus the patches. I'm kidding. Cass, do you want to chime in before I get to more text here?
No, not after that comment. I think we're good. Yeah, get to the text.
That's so versatile. Okay, let's go to Al. Al has texted. It says, hey, guys, the coach needs to be called out for his bench management. McDavid and Draisaitl played 25 minutes, 8 players under 13-13. Knoblock is taking his players out of the game, not having them feel involved. The 2 minutes for power play 1 has to stop. Get other players involved. We saw Darnell Nurse get involved because you had to take Bouchard off. A little bit of a, I don't know, wake-up call. Didn't seem to work, though. Cass, how would you respond to Al on that one tonight?
Yeah, well, he's not... I don't know if I would call him wrong in that they probably are playing a few too many minutes, right? Like, and you're relying on them. And I get running. Listen, they should be 1:30 on the power play. That's realistic unless they just came off the ice or just had a shift like immediately before a long one. You're going to have 1:20, 1:30. They're one of the best power plays in the league. They have been the last number of years. You're going to let them ride. But realistically, at the same time, if it's been flat, rather than trying to stretch that last 30 seconds of it out, get them off. Get them off. On the penalty kill, get them off. Let those other guys do that. Like, keep people involved. Because I do think, and it is very difficult, and we've had players make comments about that in the past, it can be incredibly difficult as a player to not be in a rhythm.
Yep.
And especially as a forward. Now, defenseman, it's different because there's 3 sets of you, and even if you're not playing that much, like you can still play 12 minutes, 13 minutes, right? A lower amount as a defenseman. As a forward, you're sitting right around that 10-minute mark for guys that normally play 14, 15. Like, that's a big difference. And if you're playing half of that, or 3 or 4 minutes of that as a penalty killer, well, you're barely getting any touches 5-on-5. Like, and you want to think about game impact being either physical or being able to generate momentum and wearing other teams down and all kinds of opportunity. Mentally, that can drain you. So I don't think you need to just roll 4. Like, you have 2 of the best players in the world. They're going to play more minutes, and they should play more minutes. Yeah. But at some point, especially over the course of the regular season, you want other people involved. And I do think that does factor in, especially when the team's flat. And the hard thing is, actually, I don't even know if that's a hard thing because they weren't chasing the game today for the most part. Right. Like, they're losing at the end. And at the end, all bets are off. Play them every shift, whatever. Like, get them out there as much as you can. At the end of the game, you're down. Fine. Good. But prior to that is where I'm like, okay, it's a tie game. Like, let's work other guys in here. I mean, and that's the 4th liner in me that just wants, it's just upset and sad. And angry.
I appreciate your honesty.
You got to play a little bit more.
The logic there is sound.
Well, it's true. Like, get other guys involved. Just let people play. Let them contribute.
I'll give you the minute distribution here because Al makes a good point. Like, he put up the 13-13 for how many guys played less than that, but a lot of these forwards did not play a lot tonight. So I'm
looking at one that needs a different role.
Okay, Trent Frederick tonight, 10:36, right? Henrique, 11:24. Savoy, who was a silver lining tonight, I thought had a little bit of jump, as Benny was alluding to, 11:06. Okay, you go to Roslovic, he had 13:13. That was the kind of the bar that Al put up there in his text. Draisaitl, 25:22. Kapanen, 11:17. Ike Howard, 8:19. David Tomaszek, 12:57. Mangiapane, one of the few guys that actually played quite a bit, 17:33. Podkolzin, 10:09. Nugent Hopkins, 20:46. McDavid, 25:20. That gap between the 4 or 5 guys that played a lot and the rest of the forward group is significant.
Yep.
Yeah.
What good does having 8 minutes and 19 seconds for Ike Howard doing for you? What good does that do? We talked about it on the pregame show.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
It doesn't do anything. He's a young guy, and I actually thought he played pretty decent. I thought him and Savoy had good chemistry. He made a couple of nice plays. He wasn't great, but he wasn't bad. You set him down. Like if the Oilers are playing him 8 minutes a night, it's time for him to play 20 minutes in Bakersfield. Give him power play. Maybe if you want to turn him into a penalty killer, kind of like what you did with Savoy, you give him some PK time. But 8 minutes on the 4th line in NHL action is simply just not going to do it for his long-term development. Like this, you got this guy not just for this year. He has a 3-year ELC. We talked about it when he got traded here to Edmonton. To me, the payoff on that trade isn't going to be necessarily be this year or not even next year. It's that 3rd year of his ELC. If he becomes the player that he's supposed to be, he's scoring 20 goals in his 3rd year as ELC, making under $1 million. That's a steal, and those type of contracts help you win games. let's focus on year 3 of ELC. Right now, 8 minutes of gameplay for Eichauer to me is just way too low. If you're going to play him just send him down.
Benny's fired up. Cass, what say you?
Well, I agree with them. He's going to play that many minutes, send him down. Let him play a ton. If you have injuries and whatnot, call him up and let him play up here. Give him some games, but also give him a lot of games down in the minors with all kinds of ice time. Let him run. Let him run. And he may not love that, may not be happy, but like for his development to play and to grow as a player, yeah, you absolutely should. Absolutely should. Like, because now if you are going to play him, great.
Yep.
You can keep him here. You got to make some tough decisions, but if tonight was an indication, you're not going to. So probably send him down, let him play. So I agree with you, Benny. I'm not as fired up as you are.
I got
it's great. I love it
here. So I love it. Spice to not.
Hey, no, you know what you do, Benny? You do you. Benny be Benny. Like,
yeah.
You get fired up. It's good.
I get fired up though. I do.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right. 780-218-9999 is the text line. Share your thoughts on Edmonton's 4-2 loss at the hands of the New York Islanders, Edmonton's first regulation loss of the season. I'm going to rattle off a couple more. I do have a question for Cass. I'm very curious to hear what he has to say about this. Maybe a theory. Let's see where he goes with it. But here's a couple texts first. This one says, year after year, the Oilers struggle off the rush transitional game. Skinner is known through his career to be weak off the rush, yet the coaches and players consistently can't or don't improve that area to support Skinner. Seems poor coaching to not adjust to minimize your weaknesses. Skinner had a great game, but 2 games in a row, he has been hung out to dry. The focus I want to hone in on that text is the transitional game and off the rush cast. What would you respond to that texter with?
Yeah, this group has struggled with that for a while. Mm-hmm. They actually, statistically, they've got a little better the last year or so, and even last year. Like if we go back 2 or 3 years, they were much worse at it, I would say, in terms of their rush chances against. They have got a little better, but there is an element. Now, part of that element is 2 of your best players are guys that are focused on the offensive side of the puck. And so even when they're coming back and trying to break up rushes, they're still cheating to the offensive side a little bit, which we love when they do turn pucks over and they're gone the other direction and all of a sudden generating offense and creating all kinds of chances in the offensive zone because they are cheating a little bit that way. But there have been times when Edmonton's forwards and defensemen haven't communicated well, and there have been some issues with the backtracking and the rush chances against. Like that's an area of their game that they're not strong at. And every team is going to have things that they do well, things that they don't do well. That's something that the Oilers the last number of years with this personnel has not done well. And it's not, and I guarantee you I know it's not because they haven't worked on it. Right. It's not because they haven't done it in practice. It's not because they haven't watched video and we haven't seen. And Tom, you're nodding. I know you've seen them work on it in practice.
A lot, time and time again.
Yes. Right. Like it happens all the time. They work at it. You have players, like not everybody's a 99, 98 on NHL 96 because you made the entire team yourself, right? Like, and all your buddies. Like, it's just, that's not it. There's things you not as good at. This Oilers team, that's one of the areas that they struggle with. Now, again, I think they have improved. They have improved statistically. They have improved, generally speaking. But when they're not playing well, that's when we see those chances.
Yep.
Where they're odd man rushes or just straight up breakaways like we saw today, because we saw a couple of them and those can't happen.
Yeah, tonight was breakaways, boneheaded mistakes. Yeah. Okay, I like this.
You know what? I just thought of something, so I'm going to jump in here.
Go for it. Thinking
about nicknames for Benny. I'm going to call him Bad Benny instead of Bad Bunny.
Oh,
it's going to be Bad Benny.
That's what some of the nasty chats been saying. Matt Hyman has been calling me Bad Benny for a little bit.
Okay. I missed that. So that's pretty good. Matt Hyman, nice if that's there, but I'm kind of like, that popped into my head and I'm like, oh, that would be pretty good.
No.
But okay. All right. So sorry, Tommy. Go ahead, guys. I just thought of that. I was like,
we've got Bad Benny over here and Matt Kassian on the Postgame show brought to you by GCL Diesel. This text, and it kind of leads into my overall thought that I want to fire at you guys. It says, hard to criticize 97, but when is he going to shoot more? He had a grade A in the slot and tried to dish it. And then you could see him screaming. Was he screaming at Troy Stecher for not shooting, or was he screaming at himself for basically not taking a goal that was presented to him? Because you had Dave Riddick scrambling around the crease. I think McDavid could have fired that home. Also, that in bigger picture wise, on top of the McDavid thing, guys, why are they so sloppy this week? Like, they've been pretty sloppy in these two games. And that's after getting praise for putting together a nice 32 minutes in opening night where they coughed up a big lead. And then a pretty solid win on Saturday against Vancouver where they just controlled the game. And then sloppy, but get away with it at MSG. Sloppy again today. Don't get away with it. Get bit in the butt for it. What's up with that?
That's a good question that I don't think we're going to have the answer for, Tom.
They were sharp before this trip.
They were. They were.
On the road, like, I don't know. A lot of people have been saying like it's nice to get your team on the road this early, especially this type of trip. Mm-hmm. Good team bonding. But on home ice it looked good. You mentioned no morning skate today. That could have an effect, but teams do that all the time. Like, teams skip on morning skates to be better prepared for their game that night. I don't know. People wanted to complain about the MSG ice last game. Like, are we going to?
The puck was bouncing like a tennis ball.
Right. I didn't think the puck was bouncing in UBS. It was just, I just think it was a sloppy game for them. Yeah, I think that's flat out what it was.
Too much turkey at McDavid's house.
There you go.
A little weighed down.
The captain fed the boys well.
Mm-hmm.
That's what That's what a good leader does.
You have more than enough food for everyone when you have them together.
Maybe even leftovers.
Kind of having a hankering for pizza right now.
Is there some in the fridge?
There's not.
No, it's gone. It's gone. You guys, dusty, just dusty. Jeez.
Oh, I didn't want to peel off that Band-Aid so quickly.
I did. Okay, I don't know if you guys heard, but I called him because he was telling, because I hadn't heard. Well, I kind of heard in the morning, but like he was walking me through it step by step this afternoon.
Yep.
And so I questioned him, and it wasn't a statement by me; it was a question. So I asked him, I'm like, so you're telling me you're like the Peter Chiarelli of pizza right now? Like,
yes, I caught that.
And he cut me out. Yeah, like I was kicked out for a few minutes. I got put in jail. I got put in two guys in a goalie jail for a little bit. But yeah, just make sure you keep that one in your back pockets for him.
I like it.
That's good.
I think I'm watching the ESTV right now in studio. Just a quick update. I think I just saw Vladdy
Homer
crush a bomb. So what did we have for a score?
6-2, I thought I saw.
6-2. Okay, there we go. Let's go dive in on this game a little bit more. We have Cass for a few more minutes. It is the GCL Diesel Oil Street postgame show. The Oilers sloppy. Kudos to the Islanders for sticking with it. Desperate, looking to get their first win, and they did it. They get a natural hat trick from Bo Horvat, and the Islanders were good. I think the Islanders defended well tonight.
They did.
Right? Like, they made it difficult for the Oilers to walk into the zone. So I'll give them credit for that. Am I right in that assessment there, Cass?
Yeah, I think a little bit. The Oilers also didn't shoot when they had opportunities at time, and they still end up with over 30 shots. But there were times, that McDavid one being an example, where they didn't pull the trigger. Schaefer's going to be really good, guys.
Yeah. Pressed me tonight.
Yep. For that age, play that many minutes and be in it. And it wasn't like I was like, oh my goodness, like he's struggle city right now, like just surviving. It's like, no, he looks really good.
And offensively really too. Good. 4 points in his first 4 games in the NHL.
Yep.
Like not bad for an 18-year-old D-man. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, as a defenseman, kid's a player. Yeah, he's gonna be pretty sick.
An assist tonight, -1, 17:38 time on ice for the first overall pick in 2025. I hate saying, and I don't like when our peers say former first overall pick, because, like, what, did they take that away from you? You're not the first overall pick anymore? You were the first overall pick of a year. Mm-hmm. They're still first overall pick.
Yeah.
I mean, they think they're saying of a former draft.
Yeah, but it just feels like it doesn't come off sounding right. It's like, no, you don't lose that status as the first overall. You're the first overall pick of 2025.
Yeah.
Can't take that away from him. Anyway, very impressed with him. Confidence, skating ability, offensive ability. He's being leaned on quite a bit by Patrick Waugh. I feel like Patrick Waugh is kind of refreshing as a coach in the NHL. You know, he's kind of got that old school, go out there and play. That's how you're going to get better. Total opposite to how, Ike Howard was treated tonight in terms of minutes.
Yep.
Now, Ike Howard and Matthew Schaefer, different scenario.
And different states of team, right?
Yes.
Like the Islanders they're not winning the Stanley Cup this year. If this kid's clipped and they win, oh my God, I'll do something stupid. But they're not winning the Stanley Cup this year. Okay,
Right.
That's the Oilers have a much better chance of winning the Stanley Cup than the Islanders do. So I understand why it's like, hey, you can't just necessarily just throw Ike Howard 20 minutes a night all of a sudden. But
good point.
There's a balance, and 8 minutes is way too lopsided on the not playing him enough. He needs to me, the perfect threshold is around the 12 to 14 for him.
Yes, indeed. Well said. All right, a couple more texts, and we'll get Cass's thoughts going into the game in New Jersey on Saturday. Back-to-back afternoon matchups. Jersey Saturday, Detroit Sunday. This one says, I'm kind of dreading this season. I feel like we are expecting the cup, and rightfully so, but every loss, every bad play is going to be blown out of proportion all season long.
I mean, are we blowing this out of proportion, guys? I don't think we're not freaking out here.
No.
We're pointing out some things that I think are legitimate, but it's not like I'm panicking and being like, this season's done.
No, it's not.
They're done. It's over.
Game 4 of an 82-game regular season.
Yes.
Right.
There's so much time left.
Right, but we can identify things like, hey, playing your top guys too many minutes and starting that pattern really early in the season in a condensed schedule because of the Olympic break with guys that are going to probably be on the Olympic teams that are going to be playing minutes through them that aren't going to get that nice little break during the season. That's fair. I think it's fair. We're not freaking out.
Yeah.
We're not freaking out. It's just
Let's be
we're being
totally
fair.
calm right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Byron in Winnipeg. Texting it says Bouchard -3 tonight. Rough game. Team taking terrible penalties. Sloppy 3 offensive zone penalties. Have to be better Saturday or it's going to be a lot worse. McDavid, shoot the puck. Byron out of Winnipeg. Thank you, Byron. Appreciate the text. Here's an interesting one. It says, wonder what the title of the next oil stream will be. Maybe, quote, no, he's not a number 1 goalie. Never was, never will be. I don't think we're questioning Stu Skinner tonight. He made some great saves.
No. Yeah.
I thought there was a really nice save he made. I think it was on a PK. Honors Lee was in front of the net. Someone else tipped in the high slot. He made a really good movement to get down and get a save on that. I have a lot of jotted down notes of Skinner bailing out stupid mistakes from his defense tonight. Don't get me wrong. I Stu can let in the odd stinker, but to me that's nothing. To me, you can't say tonight's game's on him at all. He was solid. Gave him a chance to win.
Yep. I like because Coach Mike always chimes in with questions, but this one is criticism in the form of a question. I think we can all appreciate this, having gotten to know Coach Mike and answering a lot of his questions pretty much every show. Coach Mike says, when did Bouch get traded to the Islanders? Atrocious game by number 2 from Coach Mike. All right, so thank you, Coach Mike. He always has questions, and it always stimulates good conversation, but I see what you did there.
Same colors.
A tip of the cap to you, sir. Yeah, same colors, sure. Wayne Gretzky, I think, at one point said back in the 80s when they were playing against the Islanders in the Cup final, he would look at the stripes on the pants, and the Islanders had very similar stripes on their pants, and it confused them. Can happen to the best of them. Anyway, regardless, Cass, you go out into this weekend, back-to-back matinee matchups, Devils, Red Wings. What is the focus? Do you skip that practice tomorrow, or do you get to work, sharpen up?
Well, they're probably going to skip it because you're going to 3 and 4, or it might be an optional.
Okay.
Right? It's probably an optional.
No word yet, by the way.
No word yet. It's most likely going to be an optional. You're going to have some guys skate. You'll have guys that didn't play skate. Maybe guys that played less minutes might hop on. McDavid and Draisaitl probably not going to skate. So it'll be an optional, most likely, or just no skate. Listen, you just played 2 games where you weren't great. And so I think a lot of the conversation is going to be, hey, we need to be better and need to play more complete games because we don't want to have McDavid and Draisaitl playing 25 minutes a night. If everyone wants to get involved, everybody's got to be driving the bus, where like everyone's got to be pushing the play, everyone's got to be involved if you want to get that ice time and force the issue with Knoblock. So I think that's what the conversation is going to be, is particularly around the starts of games. And we've seen this with this team in the past where they have struggled out of the gate at times and been slow to get their feet moving and kind of feel their way into it. You're coming up against a New Jersey team in particular. I think that plays quite fast. Like they're a fast team. Don't really know what Detroit is, but New Jersey's a fast team. You know, they do want to play offense. They want to attack. They want to pressure. They can have some high octane in there. And so you got to be awake early on, because if you're sluggish, if you're slow, they're going to take advantage of you probably way worse than the Islanders can or did. Yeah. So focus is going to be primarily on the start and primarily on just, hey, actually being awake, and how about having a good first period. And they're not even going to be talking and thinking about that game number 2. As always, having a good first game is really important, because if you win the first one and you're able to spread those minutes out, that second one gets that much easier, you know, being able to have everyone involved when you're not just gassing your top players.
Yeah. Hey, I want to sneak one more in on you, Cass. I'm sorry. Troy Stetcher. Listen, the guy gives you everything he's got.
Yep.
And I know Regula's nicked up right now. Wallman is nicked up as well. But what do you do here? Because you're gonna get a couple of guys back, and it's I don't know.
It's probably going on waivers, Tom. Yeah, probably going on waivers, which is again, it makes you a little sad, because he really does. Like he battles, he works hard, he's engaged. It's not like he's a lazy player that you're like, I can't wait for that guy to get on waivers. Like he's one of those ones where it probably makes the most sense, or definitely makes the most sense, and you feel a little bad for him, because he does battle out there, but it's just going to be a numbers game, and that's unfortunate for him. But I don't know what else you do with it, Tom.
Yeah. He had that look when he took that penalty. He looked frustrated with himself.
Yeah.
Well, he knows you can't.
Yeah, I haven't loved his start this year, and I'm sure he knows, like, you can't be making those mistakes, especially when you are fighting for an NHL job, basically. I think Regula's going to stay up here. I think we all agree he probably deserves a spot. And then when Wallman comes back, they'll send one of them down. He's competing for that spot if he's making those mistakes, making it easier for the coaching staff to put him on waivers. So it's tough. I loved him in the playoffs last year, and so I thought he was a warrior. But yeah,
we'll see what happens. But they get a chance to dust themselves off and try again on Saturday afternoon. Cass, we will catch you on Sunday, correct?
Yes, correct.
Excellent. Okay, buddy. Enjoy your Friday and your Saturday. I will see you on Sunday.
See you guys.
All right, there is Matt Kassian, our game analyst, helping us break down the Oilers' 4-2 loss at the hands of the Islanders. Yes, everybody that's texted in and said they played down to the Islanders level. 100%. Yeah.
100%.
For the most part, yeah.
100%.
I'm not disagreeing with that. A lot of unimpressed fans with Evan Bouchard tonight. Warranted, absolutely. A lot of frustration.
Yeah.
Too cute once again. I am with everybody in lockstep that feels that way and observes it that way. 100%. I don't know how you can see it any other way. And is it frustrating overall because they lost today? Yep. They should have won that game. They should beat the Islanders. They should bank 2 points. You blew it. They blew it.
What are you going to do? It's October 16th in 2025. And last I checked, the regular season ends in
a long time. And last year, this is what the answer to that question would have been. That could cost them home ice advantage in the Stanley Cup final. And guess what happened last year? They still got home ice advantage in the Stanley Cup final because the Panthers only had 99 points.
Yeah,
don't. Weird twist of fate. Anyway, I ideally would like to just see them clean up some things.
For sure.
Sharp pass. Joaquin talks about sharp passes, crisp plays in the first 10 minutes of a game. They didn't really have that tonight. Those are little things that you notice, and a guy like Joaquin, who's been around the game, played at the highest level, recognizes. And now I go, well, are they making nice 15-foot passes? Mm-hmm. Are they regrouping tape to tape?
I think I said to you, like, in that first 10 to 15 minutes of the game, like when the commercial break didn't get to go until like 5 minutes left in the first period.
Yeah.
I feel like the Oilers can connect 2 passes together. Like it was just like someone's bobbled it, someone ran to each other, icings, like the whole deal. Like it was sloppy. And I thought they picked up a tiny bit. Like after the first 15, you could tell they were definitely like just not in a zone at all. But it still was definitely not even their B game or C game.
Clean it up.
Yeah.
This text from Anthony on Long Island, was probably at the rink tonight. Frustrating loss. Should have had the win in that one. Anthony, yes, sir.
Of course.
Agree with you wholeheartedly. Do we have any post-game clips?
We got Nuge and Knoblock.
Okay, let's go inside the Oilers locker room at UBS Arena. I'll let you pick, Benny, who you want to hear from first.
Let's go with Nuge. Start off with Nuge. Okay, well, let's hear from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
What led to them? I mean, just being too sloppy. I thought it was kind of the same at the start of the Rangers game, too. We obviously talked about it and wanted to address it, but didn't do a good enough job of that tonight. But obviously we'll move on and look to keep it simpler, especially at the start of the game. I mean, you just can't turn the puck over and let them get momentum. And I thought we responded better in the second period, but got away a little bit.
Is that better being the beginning of the season in faces?
Yeah, I mean, I think probably just start of the year, you're obviously looking to make plays, but I think the way we play, we're going to get a lot of opportunities off of just putting the puck in, going to get it, and then making plays in the O-zone. And teams are just too good through the neutral zone. Everybody stacks up, and they make it tough. So we'll learn from it and improve on it.
Brian, given that you guys did battle back and had a lead, did you feel like that one kind of got like you let it slip away rather?
Well, I mean, yeah. Anytime you get a lead, you want to close it out. Obviously, they get one on their PK there. So as a power play unit, we don't want to let that happen, and then they get one late on their PP. So I think it was kind of unfortunate. I don't think Freddie meant to get him there. So. Obviously just the timing of it, and they capitalized and gave us a whole lot of time to get one back, but we had some looks at the end.
We were talking a couple weeks ago about bearing down on chances, and you got off to maybe a nice start offensively yourself. How do you feel about that? You know?
I mean, it doesn't. I mean, I'm trying, obviously, but at the end of the day, you're just looking to help out the team win, and there's still a couple where I'd like to bear down a little more and find a way to get another one and find a way to win.
All right, so that's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins following his team's 4-2 loss. Nugent-Hopkins scoring his second goal of the season. Great shot over the glove of Dave Riddick, but you heard it there right off the top. Like, why? What happened? How did those goals go again? Sloppy play. Sloppy. We would say it. He said that it's pretty straightforward. So, and he also made the comparison to Tuesday night at MSG.
Yeah.
He's seen it too. All right. Anything else there on that one you want to add, Ben?
I like the little tidbit that Louis mentioned on the broadcast. He's using a Warrior stick now.
The LX3 Alpha.
I'm always curious about that type of stuff. Like that's something that doesn't really get like talked about too much in media for hockey. Is like the little equipment stuff changes they made. Nugent's always been a CCM guy his entire career.
I remember when he signed that deal.
Yeah, and he switches to a Warrior stick, and that shot that he had today looked like that stick worked pretty damn well.
It was a freaking laser.
Yeah. I like that accent.
That's a Dr. Evil reference for the kids out there. Okay, a couple of texts. JC the Glazer says, Oilers have looked really bad for 2.5 of their 4 games. They got outplayed in the second half of Calgary, dominated the Nucks. That played 2 sloppy, mistake-filled games in New York. Got some results, but it doesn't look very pretty. Yeah, and they at least recognize that. I could appreciate us not having to hear them say, oh, I thought we weren't too bad, or I think we're there. No, they're not saying that at least. Thank God.
They know they're playing bad. They know they have higher gear.
Click into it, please. That would be lovely. All right, let's go back inside UBS Arena. Let's hear from head coach Chris Knoblock.
Some personal errors that led to some of the turnovers. What did you see?
Yeah, they were, especially early in the game, they were sneaking in behind us, and we're not having awareness of picking up those guys. Gave up a lot of breakaways, probably 3 or 4 in the first half of the game, which is just unacceptable. And then third period, we got in a little bit of trouble, taking 3 minors in the third period. Obviously that's not helping us try and score a go-ahead goal, let alone keeping them off the board. And our penalty kill can only kill so many, and then they got their opportunity and they scored on their third one or the 5th on the night. So Yeah, I thought that was the story of the game.
How do you make sure that those errors don't carry into Saturday's game?
Yeah, no, that's very important. We got to address it as a team, and we always talk about things that we're doing well and things that we need to improve on. And giving up the odd man rushes, that's obviously one of them. And the penalties, we got to sort that out and not be on the kill as often as we were tonight.
Did you feel like you could sense that there was another guy on this team that was searching for their first win?
Oh, we knew it right from the start that they were going to be desperate and they're going to come out with a lot of passion and energy. And I don't feel that we were ready for that tonight.
Sorry to ask this. What did you make of Evan Bouchard's game tonight?
I've seen Evan play better.
Is it a situation where you just have to sometimes take the bad with the good with him, or can you clean some of that up in his attempt to obviously become?
No, it's not. We cannot just accept that. There's mistakes, and mistakes happen. But I guess you have to address what type of mistakes are happening. And Evan's a fantastic player, one of the best in the league. Certainly one of the best defensemen in the NHL. Tonight was not his night, but I've always seen him respond and play much better after games like this.
Yeah, Matthias said that he's got the superpower of forgetting stuff like that. Have you seen that? And you obviously, I expect better bounce back performance based on that.
Yeah, no, I usually see him bounce back immediately after a bad shift, maybe a turnover, and it doesn't faze him, and he make the next play the next time. But we're going to have to move on from it. We can't dwell on it too much. We got to learn from things that happen. But Evan's one of our best players, and we got to have him playing as one of our best.
The last penalty by Frederick was also a sort of a metaphor for your night. You kind of took a penalty that didn't need taken at a really bad time.
No, we had already taken 2 penalties in the third period, and the third one there in the offensive zone, high sticking. It's all penalties are tough, but that one especially is tough.
All right, there was Chris Knoblock. Benny and I we chuckled when Knoblock reacted to Evan Bouchard. The first question about Bouchard, he goes, "No, I have seen Evan Bouchard play better."
And then the grin on
his face. The grin. You could see he was trying to...
he's not very happy. Hey,
be as polite as possible.
It's a good thing in a sense, because at least Knoblock isn't sitting there going, I thought Evan was pretty good tonight, and all
nope, can't say that.
Nope,
can't say that.
Good. It's good that his coach knows that. It was a rough night.
Yeah, and listen, he makes a good point that when Bouchard's on, he's excellent.
Yeah, of course.
He is a offensive powerhouse from the back end. Defensively, what frustrates everybody, I think, myself included, watching this team night in, night out, is that he has the ability to put it together in his own zone.
Of course.
And make the right play. And do the right thing in all 3 zones. Not tonight, though.
No.
I feel like, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, he's going to be way sharper Saturday afternoon in New Jersey and get his first point of the season. He goes from +1 with no points to -2 with no points this season. 3 shots on net for Bouchard for 24-19 time on ice, 2:47 on the power play. Got taken off the first power play unit for a little bit there after one of the gaffes, and Darnell Nurse replaced him. That was after the shorty. And anyway, had a tough night overall.
Real rough night for 2, but I mean, we know what he can do, and so let's just hope for a better performance on Saturday, a little afternoon game. And he's got such a higher gear. We've seen it in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Let's hope we see that.
Of much, much better.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the turning point of the game, presented by Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists. You have a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sport Medicine. Book your assessment today, www.advantagesportmed.ca, or call 780-460-9977. And we will go to the second period for the turning point of the game. The Oilers up 2-1, have a power play, trying to find that insurance marker. can't get it done. Puck goes down low, up the wall. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins goes to try to squeeze off the PK, man. And so does Evan Bouchard. And inadvertently allows Bo Horvat to sneak by. JG Pajot finds Horvat, sends him in on a breakaway. Horvat absolutely snipes. Bar down on the breakaway. And that got the party started for the Islanders. Horvat would add 2 more, including a power play marker and an empty netter. And that would turn the tide in the Oilers' loss.
Yeah, that's hard to argue that. That was one of many mistakes that Bouchard had already made.
Yes.
And what looked like a chance for the Oilers to take a 2-goal lead on a game where they weren't playing great. It would have been very beneficial, but instead they leave the power play tied. So yeah, that's turning points. Yeah, that's a bad
tough one. Yep, that's the turning point. All right, let's get to a few more texts. 780-218-9999. This one says, at least the Jays showed up tonight.
Yeah.
They're up 8-2.
How about them Blue Jays?
The Blue Jays winning. Bottom of the 8th, 2 out. Jays up 8-2. What happened to the ESTV there?
I don't know.
Somebody controlling it remotely?
Our TV sometimes randomly does that. It'll just randomly switch.
Okay, well, that was
it's 8-2. Hopefully that doesn't change the outcome of what happens.
Yeah.
But that's it looks like the Jays are gonna go. They have another game in Seattle tomorrow, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's right. Game 5.
Looks like they're gonna tie the series up at 2.
Let's see if they can hang on. And then on top of that, you've got the Steelers and the Bengals right now. Aaron Rodgers getting ready. Big stop for the Steelers. Actually, it's 30-30. What did they get? They got a pick 6.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I think they did. Well, they're going to take the lead here. I need DK Metcalf to get 16 more yards so we can cash in on another EST partner parlay. By the way, was it Dusty's early play of the day?
Dusty's early bird bet, I believe.
That one hit. It was a power play point for Connor McDavid. I put the EST Sports $50 free bet on that. That one cashed today, so thank you, Dusty. Sprinkling some love. Unfortunately, Louise and Jay's play of the day did not hit. McDavid just the 1 point on this night. All right, a couple of texts, then we're going to get to the player of the game. Brought to you by Damon Bunting. His head Mo says Bouchard very strong in the O zone. Can hold the line well. Just a disaster in the D zone. What else do we have? Bouchard not playing shortstop for Blue Jays. They should be fine. That's from Gord McDowell.
24-19 for Bouchard. Probably 20 minutes too much.
Yeah, I listen, man. People are pissed off because the mistakes he made today. He wasn't the only one that made mistakes tonight, obviously.
He was
those 2 big ones that led to direct goals against makes it very, very frustrating and very, very tough for Oilers fans when you're thinking, all right, it's a nice Thursday, beautiful day today, seasonably warm. Oilers got the early start, 5:30 our time. Go in there, take 2 points, clean it up from a sloppy win at MSG.
You got to parlay that with the Jays win. And
the Jays win. You totally blew it.
Yep.
You blew it.
My night's ruined.
It's
over.
Okay, let's get to the Damon Bunting Real Estate Player of the Game. Damon Bunting, consistent top producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for almost 20 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, or visit his Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. Benny, actually, Bad Benny. Take it away. I like that nickname.
I'm going off the board here a little bit. I'm not going on the winning team's side. I'm gonna give some positivity to the Oilers here. Number 22.
Oh, I see what you did.
Matt Savoy. I thought Matt Savoy was great today. He made just so many, I think I said on last postgame show, so many small little moves that you don't really notice sometimes, but if you focus and you solo him a little bit, he just makes those perfect, nice plays, keeps pucks alive. Him and Ike Howard had a really good give and go in the corner that drew a penalty.
Yeah, did the Oilers score on that power play?
Yes, they did. That was a dry setup power play goal. And then he drew another penalty later on in the game. I thought he was flying around tonight. Like I said, I think you got to give him a little bit of a longer shot on that top line. Again, call me biased. I don't care. I played with him I played hockey with him when I was young. I don't care. He looks really good so far in the start.
He did look good. You're making valid points.
He looks pretty damn good. So yeah, I hope he gets more of an opportunity here in the top 6. The Oilers, and yeah, that's my player of the game today.
Brought to you by Damon Bunting Real Estate. Check them out. Looking to get into the market, maybe sell your home, maybe downgrade, upsize. It's up to you. Call Damon. He is phenomenal. Damon Bunting Real Estate. Check him out on Instagram as well. He like lists those houses, and then like a week later, you're like, sold. Very efficient, very likable, and we're happy to have him on board for the pre-post game show again. And then he's been an OG day one ESTer. So
great guy.
Yeah, shout out to Damon. Crepe 1346. I need what happened to YouTube in the last?
I know,
2 days?
so dumb, dumb.
And I know the interface has changed a little bit, and they must have incorporated some new engineering into it or whatever. But not having people's handles and aliases that we know, or even ones that we're kind of familiar with, is weird. So Crepe1346 says, "I need more time on ice for Savvy."
Yes.
More of that. Yeah,
what was he played? What did he play today? He played 11:06.
Not enough time.
That's not enough. And I mean, he got top line looks 5-on-5, and he's a PK guy. He played. Even though Power Play 2 didn't even play a whole lot today, I don't even think they got 50
I don't know
seconds.
if they even played.
There was one power play where they took off the top unit. He was out there, and then he's number 1 PK with Henrique.
Yep.
And still 11:06. I would like to see those numbers up. I think he's the year of pro under his belt, playing the AHL, getting played in every situation. You can tell that the PK work that he has done in the AHL has really helped him.
He looks comfortable.
He is a full 200-foot player, and you're seeing that, and that is very good to not even be just a top 6 guy. If you're gonna put him on the 3rd line this year, you want a guy that can play special teams for you, especially on that PK, and he looks like he's doing that. So as much as I would love for him to be in the top 6, maybe it's playoff time, and you want to keep him around 3rd line penalty kill. He's proven that he can play that as well. So I've really liked this game.
11:06, like Benny mentioned, time on ice for Savoy. 29 seconds on the power play, 144 on the PK tonight. Let's go to the inbox, 780-218-9999. Hello, Taco. I like that the inbox actually still has everybody's names and aliases.
Good,
I appreciate that. Taco says, McDavid not taking the shot, passing it. Brutal decision. I thought he wanted to score more this season. Yep. And I couldn't figure out if he... Now, please text in or let me know on the nasty chat. Was he screaming at himself, or was he screaming at Stetcher to shoot it?
Like Connor's definitely the type of guy to scream at himself for but he also could yell at teammates. He's one of those captains that he'll say whatever he's got to say. I think I lean with you there, Tommy, where he's more just screaming why did I just pass it off? God. I think because I'd have to look at the replay again, but it looked like his head was down, and if you looked up, Stetcher was not prone and not ready to be taking a pass. He was, I think, just coming out of a collision. So yeah, it's tough. Obviously, you want him to shoot that. That's British. British was on his butt and had an open net, but that is what it is.
James Burrell says one of the few Oilers to actually show up tonight, and he is a rookie, talking about Matt Savoy. Yep. So James with you on the player of the game, brought to you by Damon Bunting. This one, Fireman Trev says, looks like the rookie dinners caught up with the team while in New York City. Hopefully there was only one rookie dinner. If you're having a blowout all 5 nights that you're in New York and in that area, that's a bit much.
Yeah.
Maybe go do some sightseeing, catch a museum.
Of course.
I went to the Empire State Building one year when we were there.
Oh, yeah?
Walked down there from the hotel. It was so cool.
Yeah.
So cool. Actually made the trek over to 8 Hook and Ladder. Do you know what that is?
No.
That's the Ghostbusters headquarters. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
In Tribeca. It's really cool because they have the sign out there.
Yeah.
And did you know, Benny? I'm a huge Ghostbusters nerd. My favorite movie of all time. 8 Hook and Ladder. It's a small, narrow, single engine firehouse.
Mm-hmm.
So they use those for the exterior shots, right?
Yeah.
But the interior shots were done at a different old fire station in LA.
So they had
originally.
So they had different shots. So for one in New York and one in LA.
All the exteriors were the ones in Tribeca in New York.
Yeah.
And then all the interiors were an old fire hall in LA, which I think has been shuttered now. And so what they did for the 2 new Ghostbusters movies is they just rebuilt it in a sound studio. But they try to make it as similar to what they had before. They did a hell of a job. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness. There's some good text coming in. We have a couple minutes left as we wind things down. This text says 5 even strength, 3 power play and 2 empty net goals in 4 games against mediocre opponents. Season start, same old, same old. I'm not going there with, I said it post game the other night. I think I said it yesterday too. I'm not going into this. I said it's already been a better start than the last 2 seasons.
100%.
It has been.
100%.
2 wins in the first 3 games.
Yep.
First regulation loss came in game 4 this year. It was a crappy regulation loss. No denying that. But it took 4 games for them to bottom out, if you will.
Like
bounce back on Saturday.
Exactly.
Totally redeem yourself.
There's 82 games in the regular season at this current point, 84 next year, for sure. Yeah, it's a long season. It's a long season. There's all the panicking that happens at the start of the seasons the past couple of years. It all doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day because the Oilers ended up making the Cup final back-to-back years.
Chris texted in. He actually said this: the Oilers need to wear their new sweaters to separate the 2 teams. Look different than the Islanders. Yeah, actually, you know what? I went to the Oilers store yesterday. Shout out to Eddie at the Oilers store, Hernan's cousin.
Oh, yeah?
He's the best. Go see Eddie at the Oilers store. He'll take care of you. He'll help you find what you need and give you suggestions, all that stuff. Those new uniforms look awesome.
Yeah. I think it looks like slick.
Yeah.
I think they're nice.
I think people are warming up to them as well.
Yeah.
Starting to see a lot of them at the arena and in and around the city. And all the merch, too, I think is flying off the shelves.
Do you know when the first game is?
They have the schedule. They're only wearing it a few times this year.
Yeah.
I'll look it up here. But
yeah, they're sweet.
Because tonight, the Senators wore their new alternates.
Yeah. Was that tonight or was that yesterday?
Was that yesterday?
I think it was yesterday when they played Buffalo.
Sorry.
Yeah. Those I like too. Hernan was not a big fan of them. I think that's what I was talking to you about it. Yeah. I like them. I think they're nice.
Yeah.
Just like they're kind of like the matte black with the red really pops. I like it, but I don't know.
The Oilers with the vintage white and the orange and blue. They will be worn 7 times this season. They will debut against the Utah Mammoth at the end of this month.
Oh, nice.
And then they'll also wear them at home December 4th against Seattle, December 6th versus Winnipeg, December 23rd against Calgary, and then January 31st versus Minnesota. So all of the home dates this season that they'll wear them are before the new year. And then they're going to wear them on the road for a couple of games.
Oh, did I hear January 31st?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I thought I got confused.
That picked up with me because that was my birthday.
Okay, so that's into the new year. They'll also wear them on the road in Chicago on January 12th and in Nashville on January 13th. There you go.
They're sweet jerseys.
Look really nice, and they have to wear them for a few years. Once you get a new alternate jersey, and it's like declared your alternate, it's not like a special jersey. Yeah. You have to lock it in for a few years. So looks like they're doing really well sales wise. People seem to have warmed up to them after the cold reception. And would they have been a difference maker tonight in terms of perception and what you could actually see between the Oilers and the Islanders and differentiating the two? Who knows?
Maybe.
Good text though. I appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. All right, Benny, final thoughts from you as we close things out.
Just sloppy game. We all know that. It was rough one. Can't just say for the orange and blue. That's both teams are orange and blue. But for the Oilers tonight. Just you have a bounce back a back-to-back this weekend. Bounce back from it. 2 winnable games against New Jersey and Detroit. Go take care of business. End off. Well, is that the end of the trip on Sunday?
No, they go to Ottawa on Tuesday.
Right. But yeah, have a good turnaround here. I mean, you're split right now on this trip. hopefully you're 3-1 by the end of the weekend. But yeah, sloppy game, but you hope they bounce back.
Yeah. Final thought goes to Nate the Builder, who says Tommy knows an uncomfortable amount of stuff about Ghostbuster movies, adds an LOL. The LOL doesn't soften the blow, Nate. I do know a lot about the best movie of all time. You're damn right I do.
He also knows, an uncomfortable amount of movie facts, too.
I know. He's a big movie guy. All right. That's going to do it for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show. The Oilers fall for the first time in regulation this season, 4-2 to the New York Islanders, who pick up their first win. Momentum versus desperation. Desperation wins tonight. A couple of bad mistakes from Evan Bouchard. We'll see if he could bounce back on Saturday. Silver linings, Matt Savoy, good game. He was the player of the game. Brought to you by Damon Bunting. And then Stu Skinner made some pretty big saves. Unfortunately, not enough to get the job done. That's going to do it for the post-game show and our coverage and all of our programming today on EST. Busy, busy day. We got it all going again. Tomorrow, 6 a.m., the morning show gets going. Then you'll see, oh my goodness, guys filling in because Dusty's away. I'm away. I'll be in Calgary. I'll still hop on the oil stream. Catch Dusty on the broadcast. Elk's looking to stay alive. I'll be in Calgary doing the Stamps and Argos. For Benny, for Cass, I'm Tommy saying have a great night, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Ciao for now.